Hello, everybody, for another video, and today I am here to talk about another big news update thing. So today, Nintendo finally announced the Switch Lite, as it's called. There's been lots of rumors about a Switch Mini and a Switch Pro over the course of the past year, and lots of speculation, rumors, like Wall Street Journal or something, or like New York Times. There were a bunch of big outlets saying that a Switch Mini was coming, and sure enough, it did, and we got it announced today. So I just want to talk about it, give my thoughts and opinions. Just go over what I think of it. So we're on the site. It's called the Nintendo Switch Lite. Comes in gray, yellow, and turquoise. And right off the bat, just gotta say, these colors look absolutely fantastic. Although if you're getting gray, no lie, you're kind of boring because you've got yellow and turquoise as options. That's pretty nice looking. I think my favorite's probably the yellow one. I'm also a little biased towards the turquoise one because of the goddess over here. But yeah, they both look really nice. So let's just go over the specs. I think there's the compare tab. So this will give us a good indication of the differences between the regular Switch and the Switch Lite. So the Switch, the regular one, obviously can play handheld, tabletop, and TV mode. So because that's the idea of its Switch. Whereas the Switch Lite can only play handheld, which is a little disappointing. Although technically, you can do tabletop mode if you get a separate controller. Like if you have a Pro controller or other Joy-Cons, because the Joy-Cons on these are physically attached to the device, so it's all one unit. So you can still play handheld or tabletop mode. You would just need a separate controller. But TV mode, that's just out of the question. You can't do that. The regular Switch can play all Switch games. Switch Lite can play games that support handheld mode, which to some may sound a little bit like, I don't know. But pretty much every game supports handheld mode. I'm not sure of any game that doesn't support handheld mode. I know games that don't support TV mode. Like there's one game that uses touchscreen control, so you have to play it portably. I don't know of any games that are don't include handheld. That's kind of weird. The Switch includes Joy-Con. The Switch Lite just has them attached. The system also doesn't have HD rumble or motion, or the IR motion camera, which is kind of whatever. I mean, rumble, I usually keep rumble off for myself, especially in handheld mode, just because it gets a little crazy when you're, because with normal rumble, you have it in the controller, but it's not like your screen shaking. When you're playing portably, both things have rumble in them, along with the device itself. So everything's shaking, and it's alright, you know what, I'm just gonna turn this off. So that's not a bother to me. And the IR camera, I don't know anyone who used that. Even, I don't think there was any games that used it. This comes with a dock. This doesn't because, it doesn't need one. And it's also much smaller, which is actually a big plus for me personally. I really love my Switch, obviously. I mean, I have a freaking Nintendo channel. Of course I love my Switch. But, it's a little big. Just a tad. Just a little bit too big for most bags and most pockets. It's just the tiniest bit inconvenient for most situations. So I think this is the perfect going from 4 inches to 3.6, 8.2, or 9.4, now it's 8.2. Just a lot smaller in general, and I think that's a really nice fit. And hopefully it's still comfortable, because I feel like for a lot of people, the Joy-Con were even just playing handheld, they were just uncomfortable, and excuse me, going even smaller than that, I feel like it might be a problem for some people. But then again, this is more aimed towards kids, I think, and people who are less serious into games, because It's just a cheaper alternative. Oh yeah, that's another thing. It's way cheaper. It's Switch is $300. This is $200. Yeah, this is a 6.2 inch screen. This is a 5.5 touchscreen. The battery life is actually a little bit longer by about half hour. So this is 2.5 to 6.5 hours on the regular Switch. It's actually 3 to 7 hours on the Switch Lite, which is kind of nice. Yeah, it's $200 as opposed to the Switch's $300. Oh yeah, and if you are planning on getting one of these, if you are trying to buy a game and you want to know if it works on your Switch, which most games do, but if you want to double check, you can look on the back and it'll have like this icon on the back. Actually, hold on. Let me grab one of my games. Alright, this is a good example. So that means TV mode, that means tabletop mode, and that means handheld. You want to look for the handheld icon if you are going to be picking this up so that you know that the game works with your device. But yeah, that's everything about it. Personally, I'm not going to be picking one up. I'm very happy with my Switch and everything that's been able to do for me. I do say though, I'm very happy that this is a thing, because I know plenty of people who have Switches now and are really happy with them, and now because of that, more people are aware of it, and now people want to get in on it. But 300's a little much. I'm pretty sure you can get 300. You can get like a PS4, like a cheap PS4. So it's a little pricey. Going 200 on a more compact and sleek Switch, I think is a really good idea. For instance, my brother has been wanting a Switch for. I have two brothers. My eldest brother and then my slightly younger brother, but still older than me, brother. So the eldest one has a Switch, and me and him play together all the time. And my other brother, he plays on our Switches a lot. He plays Mario Kart and The World Ends With You and stuff. And he's been talking about getting a Switch for a while because he's, after playing it, he's realized that he really likes it. But he's just been waiting for a special edition or something. And after I told him about this today, he's seriously considering getting a mini now because it's basically the perfect device. It can, it's cheaper. It can play all the games that he wants to play, like, Pokemon, Mario Kart, World Ends With You, all that's great on here. It's just it's a good option. The only thing that I personally am worried about is stick drift. There's a lot of issues with the Joy-Cons on the regular Switch, with the stick drifting. What is it? My left Joy-Con had a lot of drift. And if you don't know what that means, it's like you move it and then you stop moving it. You're not touching it, but it still registers as you moving. So if you're playing Zelda and you're walking around and then you let go, Link will keep on moving until you push the stick back, which can lead to some untimely things in a game like Smash Brothers or Splatoon or something where you need really quick reaction times, and it's very annoying. So obviously, since the Joy-Con can attach or detach on the regular Switch, it's easy just to take it apart and replace the stick, which is what I did for mine. Now I'm having trouble with my right stick, so I gotta do that too. With an all-in-one device where the controllers and the screen are all connected, it's a lot harder to fix stick drift because you would have to take apart the entire thing. Hopefully they fixed it and these sticks don't drift, because that would be very shitty and it would not be very great for all these people, presumably kids, who are picking this up, to play a lot and get a little rough with the stick. Even being gentle with the stick, you're still gonna eventually run into stick drift on the regular Switch. So it's just a natural thing that happens with it over time. It would not be great if it happened with these, especially if maybe you don't have a warranty. Obviously maybe you're not as tech savvy as my brother is, who helped me fix my Joy-Con. it would kind of suck. You would just have to either live with it, or maybe return it and get a different one. I'm not really sure. So that's my one issue, my one concern. My other concern, again, was like the form factor, but I think that's fine. And yeah, it's a pretty cool device. I'm interested. Oh yeah, the other, before I close off, the other big thing I have with it is it can't dock, which means it's not exactly a Switch anymore, because you can't switch from handheld to TV mode, because it just physically cannot, which kind of sucks. I would have liked them to maybe make a different type of dock, like one that's smaller and for this one, but that could get confusing, I understand that, so maybe make a portable dock, or an adapter for the regular dock. I'm not sure how they would have done it, but it would have been nice, because people like my brother and my sister now. My sister has actually been getting into the Switch a lot recently with, we've been playing Inside and Little Nightmares. She's into those kind of games, like point-and-click adventure stuff. So she's been getting into it, and she even told me, I think yesterday, that she wanted to get one. So, but the big thing with her, and my brother as well, who doesn't have a Switch, is they like playing on the TV a lot more than they like playing handheld. So to have a device that's, way cheaper, and, specifically targeted towards them is great, but it can't play on the TV, which is kind of sucky. Now, there are workarounds. There are those things where, like, you can plug something into the Switch, like, inside the dock, and then it comes out like a wire, and you can just plug it in through the bottom. I don't know if that's gonna work on the Lite. I kind of doubt it, because it doesn't say that it has any sort of support for dockage, so I can't imagine that's even, like, programmed into it. But if there is a workaround like that, that would be nice. But yeah, so those are just a couple of my things, but overall, I'm kind of excited for this. I'm excited to see potentially more people picking up the Switch, because that's really all I want. I want people to play these games, and more people to talk about them with, because they're great. Really, they're really great. If more people can experience Breath of the Wild, and more people can experience Mario Odyssey, and all these fantastic games on here, I think that's fantastic, and I think that's really cool. So having a cheaper alternative is great. Also, it's fucking beautiful. I just did my 3DS video, if you've watched that, which I highly recommend. I think it's pretty good. I talked about the 2DS XL being, like, the sleekest DS or 3DS out there. And the Switch Mini, or the Switch Lite, kind of feels like that for the Switch, where it's like, you have the standard version, which is nice, but, it's not as sleek as this, which is, like, 2 colors all around, and it's really, like, just nice. It's really sleek, I guess is what you call it. I also just want to quickly talk about the special edition that they just announced for Pokemon. No, I do not want to get feedback. This is for Pokemon Let's Go. Not Pokemon Let's Go. Pokemon Sword and Shield, excuse me. And this is another colorway that looks really, really clean. Like, goddamn, it looks really, really clean. It kind of reminds me of the blue and red Switch, which came out at launch, where, you have blue on the left and red on the right. Except with this, instead of the whole Joy-Con being like that, and the stick and buttons being black, they do the opposite, where, the whole thing is like this white color, with the buttons being the different colors, which is very nice, very sleek looking. And then you have Zacian and Zamazenta on the back, who are the legendaries for Sword and Shield. This one, I think, is the cleanest looking by far out of all of them, although I gotta say, yellow does look really nice, but this is really, really sleek. Although I don't believe it comes with the game, which makes sense because it's the standard price, $200, same as the regular one. But it would have been nice if it came with the game and made it like $250. That would have been cool. Okay, those are officially all of my thoughts. I'm done rambling. Thank you guys for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, click the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I also do a bunch of more essay style videos, I guess, if you want to check those out. Like the one I mentioned, there was a 3DS one. I've done others in the past. And yeah, I may or may not have another one out this week, to be honest. It's been a lot of news and a lot of quick editing, trying to get stuff out there as fast as possible. So probably not any sort of big video at the end of this week. But next week, definitely I have something planned. So if you are excited for that, please subscribe. Again, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all later. Peace.